Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're actually looking right past Cairo's bustling city streets to uncover a hidden natural history, and it's locked inside one of its most iconic landmarks. We're going to explore a story of honestly incredible transformation, and it's written directly into the stones of Egypt. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 40 million. More specifically, 40 to 45 million years ago. We are traveling all the way back to the Middle Eocene epoch. This huge number is basically our time machine, stripping away the modern metropolis of Cairo to reveal something completely unrecognizable. If you visit the Makadam Plateau east of Cairo today, you're going to see this dry, elevated desert plateau, just towering, arid cliffs looking down over the city, right? But if we jump back to the Eocene epoch, this entire region was completely covered by a vast, vibrant marine ecosystem. No desert in sight. It was literally an expansive, thriving sea.
Moving into Section 1, the tiny builders. We're unlocking the microscopic origins here.
Meet the Neimolites. So these are a type of foraminifera, which are single-celled marine organisms. But what makes them so absolutely fascinating is their structure. They actually build these highly complex flat shells that look almost exactly like tiny coins, made up of these small, interconnected tiered chambers. Honestly, if you picked one up today, you'd probably mistake it for ancient money. And this brilliantly illustrates how microscopic life literally shapes our planet. Step 1, you've got an unimaginable number of these coin-like Neimolite shells living, dying, and just accumulating on the ancient seabed. Step 2, over millions of years, immense pressure and deep burial compact all those piled up shells. And finally, Step 3, those compacted sediments chemically transform into the solid, fossil-rich limestone that we now call the Makadam Formation. So the very ground modern citizens are walking on, it was literally built by millions of microscopic shells. Crazy, right? On to Section 2, rocky layers of time. Let's read the Earth's stratigraphy.
So the crucial point here is that the plateau isn't just one giant uniform block of rock. It's like a layer cake. At the base, we've got the Makadam Formation. That's our Neimolite-rich limestone that was deposited in a shallow marine shelf. Right above that sits the Madi Formation, which is made of marl, clay, and limestone. This reflects a time when the environment actually shifted to become closer to coastal beaches and lagoons. And then at the very top, the youngest layer, we have the Jebel Ammar Formation, which is this hard sandstone from the later Oligocene epoch. Each distinct layer gives us a perfect snapshot of how prehistoric coastal and marine environments were shifting around over millions of years.
But you might be wondering, how do we know the exact timing of all these shifts? Well, that brings us right back to the microworld. These microfossils, like the foraminifera and calcareous plankton such as discoaster, act as nature's absolute timekeepers. Because certain species only live during very specific windows of prehistoric time, scientists can look at their presence in the rock layers to precisely determine the geological age of these massive formations. It's like a built-in calendar.
All right, Section 3, Monsters of the Ancient Sea. Let's expand the ecosystem.
Think about it for a second. If you have a vast, nutrient-rich, shallow sea completely filled with plankton and small life, what happens next? What else hid in these ancient waters right above where Cairo sits today?
Well, you had monsters, specifically primitive whales like Protocetus atavis. Discoveries in the Eocene rocks of Egypt, particularly out in the Fayum region, show us that these early toothed whales were actively swimming and hunting in the waters that covered northern Egypt. Just try to picture that for a second. Whales gliding right over the geographical space of modern Cairo. That is just wild to think about. And alongside the whales, the rocks have actually yielded fossils of ancient sea cows, or marine sirenians, like Eotherium aegypticum. The presence of these massive creatures proves that this wasn't just some empty, lifeless body of water. No, it was a highly diverse, fully integrated marine ecosystem just teeming with complex megafauna. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds our modern landscape. Tectonics. So how did a sea turn into a cliff? It all comes down to immense macrogeological forces. Over millions of years, regional tectonic movements exerted just incredible pressure, causing upward shifts in the Earth's crust. Actually, this tectonic activity caused the rock layers to dip at a slight angle towards the north and northeast. As the Earth literally shifted and lifted the ancient seabed up into the sky, it created these deep faults and fractures. And those very fractures carved out the steep, dramatic modern cliffs of the Makadam Plateau that stand so prominently over the city today. Now, what's really interesting about this is it brings us to a vital perspective shift. Makatam is an archive of a vanished sea. When you look at Makatam, you are not just looking at elevated terrain or, a scenic lookout over Cairo. You are looking at a perfectly preserved natural record. Every single rock is like a page in an archive detailing a thriving marine life from tens of millions of years ago. It's a sea that completely disappeared, yet left its traces safely locked inside the stone.
Which leaves us with this final thought. If a massive, whale-filled prehistoric sea is literally built into the cliffs overlooking Cairo, what other ancient worlds are buried right beneath our daily commutes? Keep your eyes open, because the earth beneath our feet is always telling a story. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope you look at the world a little differently today.